If you have children in school, you'll want to hear this. A News 8 investigation has sparked a call from the Texas Lieutenant Governor demanding state laws change in order to protect students from sexual predators in the classroom. Earlier this month, we exposed a dirty little secret of the education community called Passing the Trash. It's a series that has involved months of digging through school records for answers. Investigator Charlotte Huffman joins us tonight with this call for change from the state's second in command. Charlotte?
Cynthia, there are more than 300,000 teachers in Texas, and there's no doubt that the good far outweigh the bad. But consider this. Texas has more than 1,000 teacher investigations open right now. The majority of them are related to sexual misconduct with a student. It's the highest caseload state investigators have ever seen, and those are just the cases we know about.
So I knew we had a problem. What I didn't know is that there was a system called Passing the Trash.
Our investigation uncovered North Texas superintendents failing to do their job to keep students safe and away from predatory teachers. You see, when a teacher resigns to avoid being fired for sexual misconduct, superintendents are required by law to report that to the Texas Education Agency. When superintendents don't report, districts keep the scandal out of the news, but teachers keep their teaching certificates and can move on to a new job, a new district, and a new classroom full of unsuspecting children.
How are the superintendents in our state not understanding by passing the trash they're exposing innocent children to be victims of a sexual predator? How do they sleep at night?
DISD Superintendent Michael Hinojosa would not talk to us, but we know he passed the trash by failing to quickly tell TEA a teacher confronted with allegations of sexual misconduct had resigned. What's worse, in a letter to state investigators, Hinojosa's office appears to conceal the district's inaction. 9 weeks later, a neighboring district hired the teacher to teach elementary students.
If a superintendent passes the trash, then quite frankly, I think the superintendent needs to be fired.
When rumors of a teacher sexually abusing a student first begin circulating on campus, it can get messy. Mary Beth Thomas knows that firsthand.
I felt berated, belittled, intimidated, and reprimanded at this time.
Thomas is a former Prosper High School teacher. She claims she was retaliated against last year for reporting to city police that a student made an outcry to her. That student told her she'd been touched in an inappropriate way by a teacher's aide. Thomas followed state law and district policy by filing the report with city police, but soon after, she was called into a meeting by her supervisors.
You could just tell it was not a meeting to thank me for doing my duty.
Thomas recorded that meeting where Prosper High School principal Greg Wright told her this.
There's about 3 incidents that I've been really disappointed in employees and just severely pissed off, and that's one of them. Because I'm all about the team, I'm all about PR and how this high school looks.
The school district's chief of police, Chad Vessels, can be heard encouraging Thomas to change her police report.
You can call them, or whoever, I don't know who you spoke to, but you can call them and you can maybe redact your statement or change it or whatever.
And even instructing her not to report future outcries to city police.
If there's an isolated incident, we're certainly going to take care of it, no doubt about it. And we're going to do what we have to do by law, but we're going to do it internally.
Thomas has filed suit claiming retaliation. Prosper ISD maintains she was not reprimanded. Thomas, though, pulled her 2 high school daughters out of school and left the district.
And if I couldn't protect somebody else's child, how could I protect my own? How could any other teacher protect their own kid or anybody else's kid if I was being told this?
Her story is a part of a culture of secrecy that we've seen throughout our months-long investigation. In the text messages sent from teachers to students, in the stories from student victims.
And he even mentioned, if you say anything about this, I could lose everything. You can't talk about this kind of thing.
And in the teacher personnel files from school districts. Page after page after page of blacked out records.
victim's name, the witness's name.
School districts even shut out the director of teacher investigations for the state.
When we would ask for information regarding an investigation, we'd get literally blacked out sheets. You can't conduct an investigation if you don't know who's involved.
When Phillips testified about it last fall during a Senate Education Committee hearing,
We are treated like the public when it comes to asking for this information.
lawmakers took notice.
Folks, I'm just saying, this has to be stamped out because we're talking about the health and safety of a child. That's what we're talking about here. And I am astonished and flabbergasted that there are school districts out there that are pulling this type of hide the whatever trick or CYA.
Why are some districts fighting so hard to keep you from doing your job?
Well, that was my question too. Again, it's a question, as I've been told by the law firms representing the district, is they're concerned about liability of the district.
That's going to stop. We're going to put a law on the books to address this next session, I assure you.
Until then,
I would say to all the superintendents out there watching, any superintendent out there who has been doing this, you better stop right now because your career is going to be over in Texas.
We said it weeks ago when we first broke this story, and we'll say it again tonight. At Channel 8, we're committed to staying on top of this until the system is fixed. What that means is this: if and when we find out that a teacher sexually abused a student and could have been stopped, but the district failed to follow state law and instead passed the problem to another district, I'll be right back here with another story. Charlotte Huffman, Channel 8 News.